What's going on, fam? Welcome back to the channel. This is an unreleased pair of X Speedportal Pluses that were meant to be released for the knockout stages of the 2022 World Cup, and I want to talk about these and why I think these are so special and why Adidas should have released them. So without further ado, let's hop into this little downward facing camera. I unfortunately don't have the box, but these are thank you to MD Boots, so go check him out. Noah, thank you for your order. Enjoy the boots, bro. One of the only people in the world to own a pair. Thanks again, Marco. So mdboots.com, go check him out. He's fantastic. Got these to me super quickly, so and I believe he does international shipping, which is awesome. So there you go, MD Boots, perfect. So these are a regular X Speedportal, except, actually I'm gonna throw this there, perfect. These are the regular X Speedportal Pluses, except these were supposed to actually be a follow-up to the UNRELEASED pack, which were those white, black with the rainbow color that the World Cup, the original World Cup pack from Adidas. And then these are called the Hilm. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's A-L and then H-I-L-M. So that's this colorway that was originally supposed to be for the knockout stages. Now, you guys know from World Cups, Adidas provides the footballs for the World Cup. They do any sort of rainbow color usually for the regular stages, and then for the knockout rounds, for the quarterfinals, round of 16, quarters, semis, final, there's a gold ball or a white and gold ball, and that is sort of the homage to this colorway as well, which is super cool. I think these are so clean looking. White, black accents with the gold looks absolutely exceptional. Outside of the color though, these are exactly the same as every other X Speedportal that was ever released. So we'll go through some tech specs really quick. We'll look inside the boot to show off some of the more special features of this boot included, and looking just at sort of the internals of it, and then we'll get these on feet to see what they look like out on pitch, which I'm super excited for. So this, as I said before, it's exactly the same as any other Speedportal plush from a generation and a half ago. They went through the first iteration of the Speedportal Plus, then they omitted the Carbitex insert, so there was sort of a 2.0 generation of this Speedportal, and then of course they moved on to the Crazy Fast, which included the Stiple non-carbon edition of that speed frame, even though the rest of the speed frame is exactly the same, which I'm bummed about, but I'm also okay with it because the speed frame is one of the best sole plates on the market, in my opinion. The Speedportal Plus, you get a fully prime knit upper with the synthetic coating on it for weather resistance and a little bit of structure as well. You've got the exposed prime knit here through the lacing system area, an engineered agility cage through the internals of it, which is super nice. It gives you quite a bit of lockdown considering this is a laceless football boot. The Speedframe 2.0 outsole with the Carbitex insert. What's really cool actually about this generation, this particular colorway, is the speed frame itself, which is actually the plate that goes over the Carbitex insert there. You can see where the Carbitex actually goes down a little bit further than the opening of this speed frame, which is kind of cool. So it's kind of exposed. You can see the carbon obviously there, and then it goes underneath here all the way down and over, which is a super nice touch. Carbitex is obviously a carbon-based insert. It goes from down here all the way up through the beginning of the toe, and it provides a very substantial amount of snapback through this toe area, right kind of the knuckle of your toe, as well as through the midfoot. There's really no flex in that midfoot, which really allows you to plant and push off super effectively, and the energy return is noticeably different compared to a lot of other models that don't have that carbon insert. One of the things that it does also do is give you sort of a predetermined lip, so if you're somebody who doesn't like the lift in their shoe, this might not be the model for you, or the new Crazy Fast obviously might not be the model for you. I don't tend to mind that much because I don't find it to be that aggressive, but in some other models I do find that little toe lip to be a little bit annoying sometimes, especially when you're trying to drive the ball and sort of point your toes down, if that makes sense. So the prime knit also kind of changes pattern and flexibility. So here through the midfoot, you've got this really interesting sort of Y that comes down into a much more substantial piece of prime knit that goes right through the middle there on the toe area. And then through here, you actually get much more exposed, and you can kind of see, this is actually a really great example. So you can see that internal cage in these little thicker areas, I guess, of that prime knit, and then the thinner areas are more stretched out kind of knit material there. So that's a really great way to look at it as well. And then of course here you've got a pretty see-through area there, which is a little bit thinner, a little bit less structured, and then a little bit more structured here on the lateral side of that toe box area, which is really, really nice. You've got the stability wings here on either side. These are basically meant to just provide a little bit of control when you're moving side to side. The unfortunate part about these is you don't really feel the effects of these as much because it's a laceless football boot, so you do get a little bit of rotational slippage. I do have a 1-month review on the Launch green colorway, that mantis green color that I originally reviewed, and so I assume these are going to be no different because other than the color, they are exactly the same. And then you do get those anti-slip silicone heel prints on the back, which I do think are a slight upgrade from not the Crazy Fast, now I'm blanking. The previous generation, it'll come to me in just a second, Speedflow, thank you. This is an upgrade. Yes, it is a little bit more bulky, but I do think it wraps your heel a little bit better here in that heel area, even though it is quite pillowy. And we'll go into it as we move into the probe lens and get that in there as well. But overall, it's just a Speedportal Plus. It is a really nice football boot. I do think the Speedportal Plus, they've done a great job with it. Obviously, the new Crazy Fast, I think, is definitely an upgrade. In a lot of ways, they've done some really cool things there. But overall, again, these are a really nice pair of football boots, and goodness gracious, do they look nice. Let me know down in the comments below, would you rock a pair of white, black, and gold football boots? I personally would. I'm definitely going to rock these in some training sessions, potentially get a 1-month review out of them, but I do want to kind of preserve the color a little bit because I think unreleased football boots deserve to be loved and really appreciated for the fact that they exist, but they're sort of fly under the radar. So without further ado, let's get the probe lens on here and I'll show you guys what the inside of the football boots look like before hopping into the on-feet portion of the video, and we'll go from there. All right, fam, here we are with the X Speedportal. I just wanted to show you some of the bottom details in the up-close camera because goodness gracious, that carbon fiber looks incredible. Okay, so here we go inside. You can see the stability wing there. So there is that silicone coating here on the outside. Now, this is pretty plush. You can see how it's very, very, very plush on the outside. There's quite a bit of material there, and you do get a lot of those little stippling patterns, those like silicone stippling patterns. I know they call them something else, but you can see as we move inside the boot, there you go. So a lot of it's a mesh base. You can see the white, it's very much like a mesh based interior, and then you've got suede on the bottom. Actually, let's face this direction, beautiful. And then ending plastic waist for all the Adidas boots now. So then we're gonna hop into this direction and go all the way into the boot. So you can see different parts on either side. You can see where those different weave patterns happen on the inside of the football boot. Now, that is part of that stability cage. It's not as aggressive, I would say. And then as we move all the way in, look at the detail. How cool is that? It's not as aggressive as the internal cage from even the new generation of Crazy Fast, but you do have some of that material there. And then of course here on the top, you can see where my finger is poking in. You get a sense of how that laceless system is right there. So that's poking right there. You can see it there on the inside. So very, very cool. Let's take a look at what this looks like without any of the inserts. And as you can see, not very impressive, I might add, but you do get that plastic white shank, and then underneath that, of course, is that gorgeous carbon fiber, that Carbitex insert. So there you go. That's what the inside of the boots look like. Very, very cool. We'll go one more time all the way into the forefoot. I don't know what those little stickers or tags are, but there you go. Details of the front of the boot. How cool is that? All right, fam, out here at the pitch, the beautiful stadium. This is one of my last reviews here out in Rochester, so I am, very thankful for the space. Anyway, let's hop into the on-feet portion of these amazing unreleased X Hilm pack. Let's get a close-up look of what they look like. Absolutely stunning. I think that gold color looks amazing on the sole plate. The gold flex here through the forefoot as well. So let's get these on feet. My guess are these are going to be exactly the same as other Speedportals of the past that I've tried on, and a very similar shape to some of the other limited releases like those 99-gram leather boots. If I can actually get these on my feet. Okay, here we go. And I am wearing Nike grip socks, which are just a really, really thin grip sock. All right, jumping in. Boom. All right. Yep, exactly the same. So no difference as far as how they fit on feet. I would say that these have a decent amount of volume here in the forefoot area, a decent amount of width as well. They're definitely squeezing my foot right now, but over time, that will break in. I had no issues breaking in those original kind of mantis green color, and so I would expect these to be exactly the same, but very, very nice on feet. No issues at all. They look super clean as well. I think just the white with the gold accents looks awesome. So let's get this other one on. Hopefully, it's very, very chilly, so hopefully I'm not going to absolutely crush my fingers as we get through this process. Kind of make sure that this knit material, this prime knit, is flush to your foot. And there we go. All right. Oop. Yep, fingers are bleeding already. Okay, there you go. So there is the Hilm pack of the Adidas Speedflow series. I do, again, think these are a very good pair of laceless football boots. I think the addition of the Carbitex there on the heel area, or in the forefoot, on the sole plate does a nice job of making sure you can see kind of, if I put my heel flat to the ground, how much right here it kind of curves up so that it sort of puts you up on your toes like that. It gives you a little heel lift and really makes you feel like you want to run on your toes, which is obviously advantageous for speed and for running form in general. So nice fit all around. The prime knit does feel a little bit stiff out of the box. That could be just the boots being a little bit cold, because it is about 30 degrees out here, so just below freezing for those of you in Celsius. And but overall, again, they're softening up already. I can feel them kind of molding to the shape of my foot. They do a nice job of wrapping this area right here without any kind of material bunching up, which is a really nice feature. And then of course the sole plate kind of being the star of the show on these ones. And I think the laceless construction actually shows off the sole plate more than anything else, which is a very cool thing. So here's what they look like, full kit as well, with sort of the black kit. I know I'm in a giant coat and stuff, but the idea is that they are just sick. I think white pairs of football boots are absolutely beautiful, and these are no exception. They're super lightweight, they feel light, they feel fast, and that's something that I think a lot of people are looking for when they look for a boot in the speed category. Touch on the ball, I would say, is very, very barefoot. That's one thing that this boot does super well. It is a bit stiff right now, so I feel a little bit kind of about the touch, but I know that after breaking in, obviously, that initial launch colorway, that these do soften up totally fine, and then it's great. But right out of the box, they do feel, I think the synthetic coating is a little bit stiff. I know that has to be the case because obviously they can't make just an open prime knit, because then you're basically just giving somebody a sock, and then of course you'd have rollover and all that stuff. But I think overall, from a passing, a shooting, ball manipulation standpoint, this boot does a really nice job. It is very, very barefoot, and so that's something to keep in mind as you look for boots like this that are still available on the market. I know that several boot dealers on Instagram that I follow All those guys sometimes will drop boots like this, not the limited edition ones that have never been released, but the normal colorways and stuff. And that's definitely something to potentially go check out. So just go to my Instagram at noah.cavanaugh. You can, would love a follow there. I post boot content every day. But more importantly for you guys is to go into who I follow and then look at all the boot pages. So look at all the pages that either sell boots or have kind of boot news, all that stuff, and you can definitely scroll through there, and those are great resources for you. All the people that I follow have been legit as far as getting boots to you. There's been no scams or anything, knock on wood. So anybody that I follow should be perfectly fine. The litmus test is that I follow them. So that's just something to keep in mind. But again, overall, Speedportal Plus, it's about the same. In fact, it's exactly the same as the generation that I reviewed with the launch colorway. These just happen to be the unreleased World Cut Pack colorway, and I am so thankful to MD Boots for supplying these to me. That is gonna be it for the video, guys. If you did like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, I'm gonna leave the 1 month review of the original Mantis Green colorway right there so you guys can check out what it's like after a month or two of play. You will see a 1 month review of these eventually. I'm just moving and all that stuff. So as always, be awesome, take care. I'll see you guys in the next video.